What's up, guys? Aid here with my boy Joey. What you do today?
What's up, man? I won this playmat today at Locals and went 5-0.
Where are you playing?
Oh Jesus, I have to name this thing. Eldlich branded Dogmatika.
Well, let's see the sauce.
All right, man. Here it is.
Can you turn them the other way?
Yeah. So I'm just gonna show it in order of engine. So the Eldlich stuff first. So Two Lord.
I see Eldlich first to remind me I lost to you.
Exactly. So this is all the Eldlich stuff I played. I will play 3 of this if I had space, but I'm trying to keep it 40 so I can.
And are you at 40 right now?
Yeah, this is exactly 40, yeah. The space is like a little tight. There's some flex spots in the trap cards later on, but most of it's pretty tight. Yeah, this is all standard.
How was this card for you?
Okay, I know you don't like this card, but I'm a big fan. Like, sometimes if you're going second, you just need a way to get to Lord to use this hand effect to send something. And it just gives you more ways to do that. And it's not even bad going first. Some people like always side it out like going first, and you can get good value on this card just setting up with one of the traps. If you don't open one of the traps, if you just open Eldland and like other cards, then this starts your engine going for you. I don't mind. And like this deck is not as heavy on traps like the pure like Eldritch trap variant. So like you're gonna have space in your spawn trap card zone, so it's not an issue ever.
That's fair too.
Yeah. So that's all the Eldritch stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't play the other ones. And then for the branded stuff, just 1 Aliber, 2 Fauna Albas, and 3 branded fusion.
Why just the 1?
So I didn't want to like load up on the Albers because like in like the more like Despia branded heavy decks, like this card's always live, but sometimes you don't. You just need. I just wanted a way to get to a 4th branded fusion. Like this deck is still Eldritch at its core, so like you don't need to get to the branded stuff to win games and stuff. This is just a way to get to it without like just overloading yourself on monsters. And I also play skill drain, so I don't want there to be a situation where I'm drawing this for turn and I have a skill drain active and it's just like completely a dead draw. So
did this card come up at all today, like on the field for the Super Poly effect?
No, it never did. Most of the time it was. I only drew it like once today, which is actually pretty good because this is like the.
Not what you want to draw.
Yeah, it's just like weird because like you summon it, you pay cost, and then they can interact. It's like they just kill this, and then you can't even fuse it. I don't know. Yeah, I mean it comes up every once in a while, but yeah, I wish you could get away with playing 1 in this deck, but I'm pretty sure this deck needs 2 to function. Yeah, there's that stuff. Branded Fusion's the best card ever. And then the Dogmatika stuff, it's pretty small. It's just 2 Ecclesia, 2 Nadir Servant.
Wait, that was a big statement to say right after leaving that it's the best card ever. Do you actually think that?
If they don't have Ash, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I just try to keep it small. I was doing 1 Ecclesia and 1, but sometimes you just kind of want a second one.
You play Punishment too, right?
Yeah, I actually play 2 Punishments in this deck too, so you have more targets for Ecclesia.
And Punishment's like extra OP because you could send the one guy that gets you the branded on the end phase and
stuff.
Yeah,
you send Albion. It's you have a lot of options. You have Titanic Cloud, you have Albion, you have Entis, you have yeah, these are the main 3, I think. Yeah. There's those. And then just 3 Ash for the hand traps.
That's it?
Yeah, I'm only playing Ashes. It's the best hand trap right now, and I don't have space for everything else. And like, there's so many traps still that like I don't want to like overload on hand traps. And then.
Did it come up at all being a zombie? Like if you summoned it from deck with Sanguine?
No, I mean it's cool that it's like that. But I don't know a situation where I'd really want to do that. It's like my last target or something. Like both my lords are banished. Like oh shit, I gotta do this. Nah. And then onto the spells. The other spells are just 2 prosperities.
Is there a reason why not 3?
Not particularly. Like I said before, I'm trying to keep it 40, and I kind of want everything else in the deck. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe the correct number is 3 of this card, but I've been playing 2, and it's been working out just fine for me.
You'll dead draw a second one less?
What's that?
You won't draw 2 as often?
Yeah,
like
it's funny today. I drew 2 like 3 or 4 times today.
Oh, never mind. Never mind.
It just
yeah.
be like that. Discard fodder for Lord, you know? And then, okay, the traps, 2 punishment like we said earlier. 3 skill drain, all different rarities. Actually, no, I got 2 rares now. Never mind.
One of them's beat to hell.
Yeah, this is Nick's skill drain. 3 Gozen, 2 D-Barrier, and 2 Ice Dragon. So I try to play the best trap cards I can that just hit the most amount of things. This is more like a meta call for the first 2 weeks of the format because I figured everyone's playing Despia, which there actually wasn't that many, but it hits other ththings. It's good against a lot of other decks, so I wasn't too upset.
I had 2 questions on this. How you feel with this card?
Yeah, this card's really, really broken. It is really good against the Despia players that play Dragoons because you can, Dragoons is a spellcaster, I think? Yeah. So actually, it's not as good as I thought. For somebody that thought it was a dragon, you can just call him Albaz in this, but no, it's okay. The Despia hits a lot of stuff in the Despia deck. It's not like great. And then in the Eldlich Mirror, which we played against in the finals, this card's amazing. Yeah.
And I don't even play that card, so I was not meant to win a mirror.
Yeah, there's so much, like, random decks get hit by this card all over the place. The only thing it really sucks against is Flunder, but, yeah, it is what it is. You just side them out or whatever.
And then why Gozen instead of, like, a rivalry where there can be only one?
I think if you're going to pick one right now, like, it obviously depends, like, what the format looks like every time, but I think right now Gozen's just far too good. Like, Flunder and Prank Kids are still everywhere, and this card's good against both of those. It's not too great against a Despia deck, like I said. Same with Ice Dragon, but yeah, I think it's just too good. And there's also random times where if you try to main there can only be one. Sometimes it doesn't hurt your opponent, but it hurts you, so it kind of like stays dead the whole game. Because there's obviously times where you want Golden Lord in another Eldritch Trap. But yeah, I think Gozen's just far too good right now. If it could change as the format progresses, like maybe people don't play as much of the Prank Kids and the Flunder decks. But right now, I think it's by far the best. So yeah, that's the main deck.
You said clean 40, right?
Yeah, clean 40.
Hell yeah.
Yep, keeping it 40.
Gotta love
41.
to see it. Shout out DB Grinder.
I'll do the extra next.
Oh, this mat looks clean on camera too.
That's nice. So the branded stuff, 2 Albion, 2 Mirror Jade, and then just 1 Libellion. He doesn't come up very much in this build. And I guess Titanic Leg counts as part of this. You don't really need more of these. You definitely need 2 Albion. Sometimes 3 came up, but it's fine. And then you don't need more than 1 of this ever. So that's the
When you do like a branded fusion, if you just hard open branded and 4 traps, what are you doing exactly?
Yeah, that's a good question because that is like the main part of the deck. So your normal thing you do with this is you just let me find this.
Yo, now I get to put combo tutorial in the title. Let's go.
So you activate, right, and then they don't have Ash because they're not good. And then you send Golden Lord, and then you send Fallen of Albaz. And then this makes Albion. So these are engraved. Albion comes out, and then you use his ability. So you're gonna banish himself and Albaz, and then you're gonna make Mirror Jade. So you've set up a Lord engrave, and then you have Mirror Jade, and then once you use Mirror Jade's effect during their turn, then you can send Albion, and then get another branded fusion in the end phase. So basically, you just reset for next turn. And you can
so just like an interruption with access to Golden Lord and follow up.
And yeah, and like I'm saying, you're setting 3 or 4 every game. So it's like this plus back row is kind of annoying for people to deal with.
Yeah, that's fair. That's pretty strong, actually. Do you feel like Gozen ever comes up? Because these are all darks, and then the Eldritch is light. Does it ever not work well with one another?
It's a little tricky. Like usually, if you do what I said and you end on Mirror Jade back row, and one of them just Gozen, you can flip Gozen. And correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure you can still use Lord's Effect from Grave with Gozen if you send Gozen.
Yeah, because it adds it to hand, and you don't have to summon.
Yeah, it's an optional effect from hand. So you can play out of it, and most likely Gozen's turning them far more than the turning.
That's true, too. So you can blow them out for the turn and then summon the Golden Lord if you want to go for game.
Yeah. So just the rest of the links. I've got Link Spider and Anaconda. Anaconda's fighting this deck because you can obviously send Brand of Fusion. It's not that bad.
Yeah, that's really strong. If you have like an Eldritch turn and then you're turning Conquistador into this and then making that, that's dirty.
It's kind of nice. And then, so the rest of the more random fusions, Ventus for punishment, obviously. I'll say that one for last. Starving Venom and Mud Dragon, I played Super Poly in the side deck, so you kind of need these. Eldlich, the Mad Golden Lord.
God damn it. I hate this card.
Yeah, I played it against him. It's pretty good. He outed it pretty well, but it's definitely annoying in the Eldlich Mirror. If you have that and they don't, then you're kind of an advantage in that way.
It feels like our engines kind of just like all the cards trade with each other 1 for 1, but when you had that, you dealt with like my engine without having to trade, so then you're just like 1 up on me there.
Yeah, I think I ended up +2ing off you on that play because you had to set another card off Lord to kill it after.
Yeah, I used a lot of resources to have to deal with it.
No, it was good. And then the last 3 are just 1 Pleiades, 1 Gustav Max, and 1 Zeus. And
this card's cool because it doubles as like, or these in general, because they're like 3K targets for punishment, which you'd probably need to play a big one anyway. Same with this. They're all big punishment targets.
This guy's a massive punishment target.
But because of the decks you're playing, they actually have like double utility. Because the Eldritch cards can also go into them, and the Super Poly can go into it.
Exactly. Yeah, he's obviously, if you're trying to dump a high attack target off punishment, you're not playing the Eldritch Mirror.
This also lets you go for game. If you have like just your own Golden Lord and a Hawquera with a Super Poly, that would be like 35 or 25 if it's smaller, 18, and then this with either stat would be game.
Yeah, exactly. Just him and Golden Lord alone, if he uses effect, is 73.
Yeah, that's kind of insane.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so then it would be 63 without. So with a Hawquero, it would be 81.
yeah,
That's clean.
it's good. And then for the side deck, 3 Ghost Bell.
Second best hand trap right now.
Yeah, if I'm not playing the second in my main deck, I'm gonna play the second in my side deck. This card's crazy. Hits like everything. There's not a single matchup where I was like, damn, this Ghost Bell card kind of sucks that I played against today. Yeah. Also zombie for what it's worth, but
Yeah.
it's kind of funny. And then I have 1 Zombie World and 1 Necro World Banshee. So this is mostly for Flunder.
Dude, you can access this so much in this deck. That's kind of crazy.
It's crazy.
Branded Fusion sets it up. The Eldlich sets it up if you already have Golden Lord. That's so dumb.
It's nasty. Do you want me to explain how Branded Fusion works this card?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, instead of, if you activate Branded Fusion, you're going to send Necroworld Banshee and Fallen of Alvaz. So you have these 2, right? And then you get to make the one that requires the Dark first, which is Lubellion.
He's the one that requires you to discard a card, though, right?
Yeah, he'll require you to discard.
And then he shuffles back the deck.
So yeah, so this is, once you have Necroworld and Alvaz engraved, then you can banish Necroworld Banshee to get Zombie from your deck and add it to your hand. So
Are you activating this on summon?
Yeah, you'd activate that.
And
as
you
well.
use it with this and this to make the same guy, right?
Yeah, you'd make Mirror Jade or Albion, either one. You have the option between the 2, depending on what the rest of your hand looks like. But yeah, once you have Zombie World on the field, then it feels good. Like you have, let's say you got Mirror Jade, Zombie World, and then like 3 or 4 back row, and then you're just chilling. So that's.
What other matchups does that go in against?
I haven't figured out any other ones that it's like really good against. The Dragon Link deck, like I figured out earlier, was like it could have been okay against it. Like I probably would side it in just because.
It is good against Dragon Link.
Yeah.
If people try the Tri-Brigade variants of the branded stuff, it could be good.
Yeah, that as well. So yeah, it only takes up 2 slots. It's not the end of the world if I can't side it in very often, but it definitely is really, really good when it works. And then 3 Super Folly, like I was saying. Good in the Eldritch Mirror, good against the Despot deck, obviously. Good against DP. It just gives you a lot of ways to deal with the extra cards. I don't want to main deck it though, because some matchups it's kind of dead. Even, especially at like a local level, if people are playing other stuff. It's like, sometimes you don't get any value of this card at all, and it's just fun. Yeah. And then the rest of them are just traps. It's just 1 more D barrier for a 3rd one. 3 Solemns and 3 Anti-Spells. So this is like mostly you're going first. If you lost game 1 or it's going to game 3 and you're going first. Usually you side in these 7 when you can. Not this, obviously, against everything, but.
When you can, you put it in there.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you feel like you take out when you go first?
It's not particularly easy, but there are some cards that you don't particularly care about. Like some matchups, the D-Bear doesn't do anything at all. Some matchups, Gozen doesn't really do anything at all.
Yeah.
Some matchups, Ice Dragons is like not very good. Usually I cycle between a lot of the traps.
Basically, the traps that are mid in the matchup go out for like just other good ones.
Yeah, sometimes if I'm going first, I'll side out the Eldlands if I need extra space.
How did Anti-Spell perform for you?
I actually never got to use it today. I sided in a bunch, never drew it, but I know this card's crazy. It's like if you're going first and you set this, you're usually chilling unless they have like reboot or they chain Cyclone on it. But
yeah,
it's fine if they have it, they have it. But this card's just really good against the rest of the deck right now.
It's one of your best answers to like Brave Engine.
Yeah, exactly. Brave Engine stuff, which is also important because if you're trying to keep a skill drain on the field, you don't want them to get to their Brave stuff because you don't want Draco back to bounce skill drain. It kind of sucks for you.
That's true too. That's
it makes
true
it harder
too.
to play the game. So even both of these, you are like big chilling.
In my deck, like in my pure build, I've been thinking about what to take out for border, and I could put that card in.
Yeah.
I've been hesitant on it, but it probably is just crazy.
Yeah, this card is actually just crazy. So yeah, that's the side deck, and that's the deck.
Got any final words or anything? Any shout outs?
So shout out to Nick. Nick makes plays on Twitch. He helped me out with the deck.
And YouTube.
Yeah, and YouTube. He I wasn't playing Dogmatikas in this deck, and he's like, why don't you just put Dogmatikas in here? And I was just like, I think you're onto something. And it ended up getting like a lot of value. You have so much grind. You have so much like your cards just do so many things, and it just feels nice to have them in there.
Were you playing the punishments before you put the rest of the engine in?
I was playing one punishment, but like sometimes punishment, if you don't have the Dogmatic engine, it's not very good in this deck because there are times where you actually do want to use your extra deck. You know, you're playing big fusions and stuff. But I mean, searching punishment off the play is just always just great. And like setting 4, one of them being punishment, like you just feel safe. And who cares if you don't XYZ or fusion next turn? You're still in a lead most likely. So yeah, that's it for shoutouts. Play this deck. It's fun. It's not boring like regular Eldlich. Like you put 10 more trap cards in there, you're not having as much fun. But this is really fun. You have options for your turns, and you can play out of different spots that the trap Eldlich deck can't play out of.
All right, sick. Well, thank you for the profile.
Yeah, of course.